Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sandbox Media. This is Ryan here, coming at you with a video. Like I said, I wanted to start doing this stuff more often and sort of diversify our channel. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So what I wanted to do today is I was looking at our demographics, trying to figure out maybe what kind of content that people would want to watch on our channel. And I noticed that we have a lot of people between the ages of 18 and 35 watching our videos, as well as a good chunk of people that are 13 to 17. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about the viability of a YouTube career, basically having a career as a YouTuber. You know, that's something that's really new, and it sort of came about, obviously, because of the internet. Obviously, 20 years ago, nobody said they wanted to be a YouTuber or make videos online on the internet, and that's how they were going to make their living. So I just wanted to talk about whether or not I think that's viable, and I want to just first go into... I want to start it off by talking about advertising and sort of how it works in the TV world and how it translates over to YouTube. So in the TV world, what happens is somebody like a company will go to a network and they'll say, hey, I've got this product. Let's say it's a video game, just because this is a gaming channel. So they say, hey, network, I've got this video game. This is what it's about. This is what it's rated. This is like the story, the plot. I want to market this to people that are between the ages of 15 years old to 30 or whatever it may be, and I want the income of that family or whoever's watching this advertisement. I want their income to be $60,000 a year. That way I know that they can afford it pretty easily, or whatever it may be. And the network says, oh, okay, I've got this show that matches that demographic, and it also matches what you want them to make per year. So here's how much this time slot will cost you to have a commercial between the show running. So that's how advertising works on TV, and that's a very blanket, quick and dirty version. So with YouTube, it doesn't work that way. It actually works in the sense of they have different, if you're a YouTuber, it's kind of hard to explain, but you know how they have categories, like a gaming category, they have an entertainment category, they have blogs, that sort of stuff. The reason why they do that is that's how they market it to companies. They say, hey, here's you said your product, you want to market it to gamers, we'll stick it in the gaming category. That's why you have to categorize it that way, from my understanding, and that's what I'm assuming that they use that for. So they essentially do it that way, and they sort of create a portfolio and say, hey, we have this gaming portfolio, and that's where your advertisement's going to go, and this is how much it's going to cost you. So this sort of came about, and another reason I wanted to make this topic is because of the Adpocalypse, and people just aren't making as much money off of ads, and we know that a lot of companies have sort of pulled away from YouTube, and I really feel like that's a bad move on companies' parts, because people are not going to continue watching TV the way that they do, or consuming media rather, the way that they traditionally have in the past. And my example that I want to use with that is how TV sort of what it did to radio. Now, radio is obviously still around and it's still popular, but it's not. I would venture to say that in America, at least, it's not nearly as popular as television is right now. Now, I'm telling you guys, in 20 years, the internet is going to do the exact same thing to TV, because the internet is, you can have it on your phone. You can watch YouTube on your phone, and that's going to be the new TV. So, in the regard to like people pulling out from YouTube and like companies not advertising, I think that's just stupid, and that's just a result of people that are running those companies right now aren't sort of hip to the new ways, I guess, is the right way to say that. I think that eventually they will come back once they get more of an understanding of how viable this market is and how many people are actually on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all those types of things. So I don't think that we have anything to worry about in terms of like ads going away completely. Now, what I am worried about with YouTube is how they're treating the community and the creators. Now, with the creators, we've sort of seen this, if you cuss a lot, if you're playing a certain game, if you're playing violent games, if you say things that don't really fall into the traditional friendly category, then they're unmonetizing your videos, and I guess they're just nervous for more companies to pull out. And like I said, that's really going to hurt the community and hurt YouTube as a whole, because that was one of the things that drew everybody to YouTube. It was pretty much anybody could do it back in the day. You weren't censored. It didn't matter. And I realize you do have to uphold a certain standard, because me and Mike do that here on our channel. We don't want people coming in here and, acting a fool and calling people names and stuff. But at a certain, you have to, when you're as big as YouTube is, you have to be a little bit more lenient with that stuff. Now, you don't have to tolerate abuse or anything, but you can't just say, hey, we don't like what you're saying in this video, so we're going to unmonetize it. Or we don't like the game that you're playing. We don't like that, we think that what you're saying promotes violence, so we're going to unmonetize it and not throw ads on that video. You can't do that as a platform, in my opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. So, with all that being said, I really don't know that YouTube is going to be viable in the future, and it's not because of any of those reasons that I just said. That was more of just an explanation of how things have went on YouTube, and you can still make a lot of money through ads, through CPM, which is something I failed to explain earlier. It's basically, CPM is basically how much money you make per 1,000 views. So from there, I lost my train of thought. But I think what's going to happen, I just regained it. I think what's going to happen is YouTube is going to be more of like a part of the puzzle versus the whole answer to the puzzle, if that makes sense. So you're not going to be able to just do YouTube. You're going to have to almost have that as a part of a website, of your website, or whatever it may be. And you're going to have to be more of a businessman or more of a brand, rather. You're going to have to not only make YouTube videos, but you're also going to have to know how to set up like a store, or not an online store where you can sell T-shirts and all that stuff. And you're already seeing this with bigger YouTubers. That's just sort of the way that it is. And smart YouTubers have already started doing that. But I'm saying I don't think that anybody's going to be able to make it on YouTube in the future unless they do multiple things, unless they have sponsored videos, unless they have the merch aspect of it, unless they have their own website where they're selling their own product. Maybe it's maybe it's a book or whatever it may be. People can get creative with whatever they want to sell. And I just think that another big aspect of this is, like I mentioned earlier, YouTube is really an internet video for that. It doesn't have to just be YouTube. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be another platform that shows up in the future that's just as good, or if not better than YouTube. But I think companies are going to realize how much, specifically gaming, just because this is a gaming channel, but companies are going, and developers are going to see how much money that YouTubers are able to make, and they're going to want a cut of that. I mean, it's just how it is. And they have sort of I don't know if I would call it a right to it, but I don't see why they shouldn't get a small percentage of that. If you're a Call of Duty commentator and you play Call of Duty every single day and you're making, $10-15 on a video, I mean, I feel like the Call of Duty should be able to get a piece of that. I see no problem with that, because would people be watching your channel if it weren't for Call of Duty? Would they have even found your channel? I mean, that's up for debate, but you see I think you can see my point there. And that's actually something that Mike and I have sort of taken into consideration with our channel, is we really want to be able, like, to say that, hey, our community likes us because, for X, Y, and Z. It's not because we're good at this specific game or whatnot. It's just because a lot of the majority of our videos have just been us talking. And it's definitely, you're giving and taking there, because we don't grow as quickly as some other channels do, but at the same time, I feel like our subscribers subscribe to us because they like listening to what we have to say and can sort of relate to our feelings and what our opinions are and stuff. So that's pretty much my 2 cents on this topic. I thought it was kind of interesting, and I wanted to talk about it because I don't know, really, to be honest. I was kind of looking at our demographics, and I was thinking, like, what about in 20 years? I wonder if people will still be able to do what we're trying to do here on YouTube. So with that being said, I think that it's doable. Just to wrap up what I was saying very long-windedly throughout this video, it is doable, but it's going to be much harder in the future. And I feel like pretty much anybody that's watching this that has an interest in it, I think you should give it a shot, just because this YouTube is still in its infancy. Now, it has been out for, I think, 10 or 11 years now, so you are sort of at a disadvantage. Some of the people that were out and making videos 10 years ago, look where they're at now. Those are the giants today, and they have a lot of influence. Those people are going to have even more influence in the future. So I think that, like I said, if you're interested in doing this kind of stuff, you should definitely hop on the train and try it out. So I'm trying to see if I have anything else to add to this. I don't think I do. Nope, I don't think so. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was definitely a different style video, and let me know. I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say about this and just what you think. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.